metals resources are going to do well for a different reason. We have underinvested in productive capacity in industrial materials, oil and gas and base metals for 30 years. That's okay because we overinvested in them in the 70s and the 80s. So we're living off the surplus that was generated from a period of overinvestment. But that period's over. We are living as a species off oil fields and copper mines that are as old as me, which is to say they're well past their prime. And we are going to have supply shortfalls. We are still underinvesting in productive capacity in base metals, and particularly oil and gas today. So looking for copper in the 90s, the 2000s, wasn't a great business. But because we didn't invest, we have a shortage of copper development projects. 30 years ago, the median grade of a copper mine worldwide was 1.5% copper. Today, the median grade is less than a third of that, less than 0.5%. And even at that, there's a shortage of development projects. Meanwhile, the cost to put a project in production, all costs are increasing fairly rapidly. One example would be the Resolution mine in the state of Arizona, allegedly a politically secure jurisdiction. That mine, over 1 billion tons of 1.5% copper in a place with wonderful infrastructure, in a community that's full of copper miners, has now been 26 years in permitting. That discourages exploration for copper worldwide. It discourages development for copper worldwide. Meanwhile, we're using copper at a breakneck rate. It isn't merely increasing demand, which will happen with poor people in emerging markets becoming more wealthy. It's the fact that we have underinvested for so long that almost no matter what we do, other than a global depression, we're going to have supply shortages.
Yeah, and I think these things get held up until these shortages come, and then they'll sort of quickly get pushed through, but it'll still take too long to come online.
Now, we'll get through all this. We've underinvested in productive capacity for a very long time. Meanwhile, global growth has continued to pace, and we have run out of an inventory of producible assets that we have in the pipeline. They're out there. We just need to go find them and develop them, and that takes time, a lot of time.
Yeah, I think something that people look past is it's not just finding them; it's actually having it at the right return. So let's say if it costs too much to actually pull out of the ground, you need a much higher price to then want to invest.